Yeah, how's it going, everyone? Marriland here, and now we're gonna check out Cerulean City. Oh yeah, this is after the eastern part of Route 4, and it's a nice, lovely city here. So, there's a few points of interest around town, but first thing either your Eevee or your Pikachu will notice is this lovely water fountain. I don't know what it is, but your partner gets really excited about that. You can go ahead and throw money into the fountain if you want. I'll go ahead and do that. Throw in 500 Poké Dollars or prize money. And yeah, your partner gets really happy over that. I believe that raises their happiness a little bit, but yeah. Okay, anyway, like I said, there are a few points of interest in town. So over here, there's a lady with a Bulbasaur. Babazar! You can talk to her, and if you've caught at least 30 individual Pokemon, then she'll give you this Bulbasaur for free. The number of Pokemon you've caught so far is 65. Incredible! Would you take care of this Bulbasaur? Sure, I like a free Bulbasaur, why not? Alright, so yeah, just like that, you get a Bulbasaur. Now, normally Bulbasaur is a relatively rare Pokemon. I already have one. You can get it in Viridian Forest as a rare encounter. Wow, this is a pretty big Bulbasaur. 2'11". But yeah, if you didn't get one then, now's a great time to get one. It's a decent Pokemon. It's a grass poison type, like your other grass poison type options, but it learns some pretty good moves. It has probably better stats overall than your other options here, being of course Oddish or Bellsprout, or their evolutions, although it's probably unlikely you'll have them by this point in time, whereas Bulbasaur evolves into Ivysaur at level 16, so that's pretty nice. It also has Leech Seed, which is very helpful. That's one definite perk it has over Oddish and Bellsprout, so yeah, if you want to use it, great. The next gym leader uses water-type Pokemon, so you'll have a bit of an advantage if you use Bulbasaur. However, you do gotta watch out because it is weak to Psychic, and let's just say there may be some Psychic shenanigans going on, but it's still a good Pokemon to raise. It'll even be somewhat helpful in the third gym, too, just due to it resisting the gym leader's type. Alright, so over here, there is the bicycle shop. However, you can't get a bicycle. At least, well, actually, I don't even think you can in general. I think they're pretty much replaced with ride Pokemon now. You can just ride on them, sort of like that Onix I was riding around on earlier. All right, Pokemon Center's right over here, and there are some exciting things in the Pokemon Center, let me tell you. First of all, you'll probably want to heal, just in case. Actually, how are my Pokemon doing? Yeah, you know what? Give me just a moment here. Okay, they're all healed up. So, 2 points of interest. First, over, I think it's this guy in the back. No, it isn't. My bad. All right, he's just talking about Bill. But no, it's you. That's right. Oftentimes you'll find trainers in Pokemon Centers sitting on the bench right here. And this seems like a rather suspicious trade. Hi, do you want to trade your Rattata for my Rattata? Sure? Well, yeah, you might notice something's a little different with her Rattata if you look up in the top. Yeah, that Rattata looks kind of dark, and it has a mustache-looking thing. So that's actually the Alolan Rattata from Pokemon Sun and Moon, or Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. You can get it in Let's Go Pikachu. You just have to trade one of your Rattata for it. You can make this trade an unlimited number of times, and you'll get a new level 12 Rattata from the Alolan region each time you make the trade. Now, one cool thing about Alolan Rattata as opposed to normal Rattata is exactly that. Normal Rattata is just normal. Alolan Rattata, on the other hand, it is a normal dark type, or dark normal. So it is one of the few Pokemon in the game that, yeah, it's dark normal. It's one of the few Pokemon in the game that is part dark. Because remember, in the original Kanto games, there wasn't a dark type. It was one that was added in Johto. And they didn't actually go back and add dark types two existing Pokemon like they did with Steel, adding that to Magnemite and Magneton. So yeah, there's not really a lot of dark types in the game. Thankfully, this is not the only Alolan Pokemon you can get. So if you're looking for a dark type, if you want to have a good counter to psychic type Pokemon, well, there you go. So would I recommend it? It's okay. It's fairly basic as far as its moves. It gets Crunch at level 18, I believe it is. And it has access to Headbutt. So, I mean, it does get decent moves, not a lot of variety, but it does its job fairly well. And it's level 12, so you don't have to train it up too much. Yeah, look at that attack stat. It's not that bad. Yeah, up to you. It's not, like, great as far as stats go, but it is one of those few Dark-type Pokemon, so that and getting Crunch early on, which is a nice, powerful 80 power move, that could be helpful. Alright, second point of interest is this guy right here. You'll find trainers inside of Pokemon centers that have these whips and lollipops. I don't know why, but they do. Okay, so you always want to talk to them. They will teach your partner Pokemon special moves. I'm pretty sure that Eevee can learn a marvelous move that I've developed. Do you want to teach a marvelous move to Eevee? What do you say? Yes, I do. So there are 3 moves your partner Eevee can learn from this trainer. Now, there's one move that your partner Pikachu can learn, and no other Pikachu and no other Eevee can learn these moves. Only your partner. So if you're playing Let's Go Pikachu and you have an Eevee, nope, you don't get access to these. What do they do? Well, I'm definitely going to teach all of them because they are very good. They're pretty much better than anything else I would need. Maybe I'll keep Double Kick. Probably not, though. Anyway, Bouncy Bubble. This is a 90 power water type move, special base, and it restores Eevee's hit points by half of the damage done. So you use this and you heal up a little bit. That is fantastic. Like, that's really good. Not to mention, you probably don't have a lot of water type moves at this point in the game. So there you go. That's wonderful. So next up, let's go ahead and teach Buzzy Buzz. This is another really good move. Really good move, especially because the next gym, like I mentioned, uses water type. So having an electric type move is a good idea. It's a special base move, 90 power once again, and it will always paralyze the target, meaning it will reduce its speed by half, I believe, in this generation. And on top of that, it will be unable to attack 25% of the time. That is really powerful. Not to mention, it's a 90 power move. That's great. So you definitely want to keep Headbutt. More often than not, Headbutt will do more damage, even though these moves are 90 power, because of the same type attack bonus. It might not be the case with this Eevee's nature, lowering its attack and raising its special attack, but whatever the case, I don't really need either Double Kick or Bite. They are alright, but honestly, it's not really necessary because Headbutt, it'll do almost as much as super effective Bite or Double Kick. And yeah, we don't really need it. They're nice, but these are just 3 great types to have. And they have great utility as well. So let's go ahead and teach the final move here, Sizzly Slide. It sizzles. Okay, Sizzly Slide. It is a 90 power physical base move, and it will always burn the target. Always. When a target is burned, or when a Pokemon is burned, it's not going anywhere. It has half of its normal attack stat, so all of its physical base moves will be halved. That is really good. So yeah, definitely want to add that to the team. Double Kick is nice against Rock-type Pokemon, Steel-type Pokemon, Normal-type Pokemon, and Ice-type, but honestly, between all these other moves, we're only missing out on being super effective against Normal-type, so we'll get rid of Double Kick as well. This should generally be your moveset, unless, of course, you're, like, speedrunning this game or something crazy like that. These moves are just ridiculously powerful. They have so much power, and Eevee already has really good stats, so there's just... You don't really need anything else. I mean, I guess you could get rid of... If you had to pick one to leave behind, at this point I'd say Sizzly's Slide, but why? I don't know. Alright, so those are the moves that you get for your Eevee. What about Pikachu? Well, in Let's Go Pikachu, you get access to Zippy Zap. Zippy Zap is a 50 power physical base electric type move. 50 power? Yeah, 50 power. It almost always goes first with +2 priority, and it always gets a critical hit. That's fantastic. That's going to mean it's going to do an extra 50% damage and get around any stat modifiers. So I would certainly recommend getting rid of Thundershock and putting Zippy Zap on. It's such a good move. Yeah, that's what you get for Pikachu. It's also a really good move. I mean, any way you look at it, being able to attack first most of the time, I mean, having really high priority and like always getting a critical hit, that is really, really good. So yeah, it's a great move for Pikachu. Definitely worthwhile. You don't have as much diversity, but that's okay. It gives Pikachu a few other options for moves via TMs. There's not that much else to do in town, to be perfectly honest. That's the main draw. There is the Pokemart over here, which, you know what, I should probably stop by and restock some Pokeballs. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Also, selling some items might not be a bad option too. Oh, I should buy some Great Balls at this point. We'll buy 10 of those, just so I have them for catching Pokemon. There are also a lot of items that I can sell. And I think I'm going to buy, let's say 30 Pokeballs, just so I have plenty I can throw at Pokemon. But I'm not really as concerned about catching. Okay, and lastly, because you probably picked up quite a few items throughout your recent adventure, this is a great time to sell them. Let's sell that big pearl to get 4,000 Pokédollars. That was the one I went back to get, by the way. 2 Stardust. I got 1 in the cave, and then it respawned the next day, so that's great. There's a nugget that I picked up as well. Might as well sell that thing. And, of course, we have a pearl here. Now, you can sell the Helix Fossil, but I wouldn't really recommend it. You can also sell Moonstones if you don't need them for 1,500. You don't really need any more than 4, to be quite honest. So, you know, if you have the time, if you spent a lot of time in Mount Moon and picked up a bunch of those, well, there you go. All right, so I believe there's also one item you can pick up. There's, you know, a few trainers and people you can talk to in town. I'm trying to avoid that just because it kind of wastes time. But if you want to do that, by all means, go for it. By all means. So I believe it's in here. Yeah, this guy, he has a door in the back of his house, and it leads to this nice little area here. And even though it looks like there's nothing here, there is... Or they're not hidden items here. Maybe not. Well, there is a rare candy just sitting here, which is great. Yeah, this is where you could use the item finder back in older games to find a bunch of items. But now there's just a rare candy sitting out in the open for you to pick up. Wonderful. Alright, so you want to make sure your Pokemon are fully healed up before proceeding much further. This is where you're going to want to go. This is the northern part of town. You also want to lead with something that can counter a flying type. So I'm going to lead with my Pikachu. Yeah! Oh, Marriland, you're not gonna believe this! Pokemon, yeah! And yeah, you run into your rival, Pokemon trainer Trace. And he's a little freaked out by something, but he's eager to battle, okay. That's fine. Alright, so we're playing Let's Go Eevee, but let's use Pikachu nonetheless. Although I really could have used my Eevee now and just used Buzzy Buzz. Or any of its moves. Yeah, like, seriously, if you have your Eevee, it is going to be really effective in these rival fights. Yes, that did just say You used a potion. I assure you, I did not use a potion on him. I did no such thing. It's weird. I don't know how that slipped by, but for whatever reason, if ever a trainer uses an item on their Pokemon in battle, it says you used an item on that trainer, and they haven't patched that. That's kind of sad, really. Like, really. All right, well, whatever. It's how it is, I guess. But don't freak out. Don't think, oh, why did I do that? Did I do that and I wasn't even thinking? No, it's just a mistake in this game. A silly one at that. All right, so now let's try out Sizzly Slide. So easy. This is a much easier rival fight than in previous generations, by the way. In the previous generations, it could get a little tricky sometimes, but it's not so bad in this. You know what? Let's go ahead and use this Onix. I don't remember if Pikachu has double kick at this point. I think it does, but Onix has enough defense that I'm kind of curious to see how it handles it. I don't know, I was looking at Onix's moves, and maybe they're not so bad. Stealth Rock, that could be nice to set up in longer trainer battles. And then Rage, as Onix takes damage, it'll raise its attack power, so maybe that'll help solve its abysmal attack. Oh yeah, there we go. Onix's Rage is building. Now it's really doing a lot of damage. No, I don't think so. All right, well, that took a fair amount of time. My Onix gained a lot of Rage. I don't know, maybe Rage is actually a kind of nice fit for Onix. It raises its attack power whenever it takes damage while you're using Rage, so that's kind of nice. Also, if you're playing Let's Go Pikachu, he'll have an Eevee at level 13 instead of his Pikachu. Whew, okay, I feel a bit calmer now. 520 Pokédollars for winning, or I'm sorry, prize money. Ha, deep breaths. Okay, let me try that again. Sorry, it's not like me to lose my cool like that. There's a house up ahead where this famous Pokemon fanatic is supposed to live. I wanted to stop by because I thought maybe I'd get to see some rare Pokemon or something. But what I found, and don't freak out when you hear this, that Pokemon fanatic Bill wasn't there. Instead, there was a Pokemon that talked! Eesh, just thinking about it gives me the creeps. Don't go in there, Marriland. Why wouldn't you want to talk to a talking Pokemon? Anyway, it looks like my Eevee is proud and giving a contented smile. Indeed. Alright, so that is all there is to Cerulean City for the time being. Next, we need to go on to Nugget Bridge in order to reach Route 24. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching, everyone. Be sure to check out my website, Marriland.com, for even more walkthrough coverage for Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, as well as useful tools like the Team Builder. Also, be sure to subscribe to me on YouTube for even more Pokemon videos. See you next time, everyone!